Good evening, guys. This is Vats Impossible, and today I am coming to you from London, Canada. Just a little bit of a surprise there, because I know if you probably saw the word London, you were thinking, Tower of London, the King of England, and Buckingham Palace and all that. Instead, we have the lovely area very close to Detroit in Canada. I'm very excited to fly Air Canada today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this plane ready for action. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get ready to go. Alright, batteries 1 and 2. And let's turn on external power. Alright, overhead lighting. Emergency exit light switch arm. Hope you guys are having a good day today. Seatbelt lights on. Nav and logos on. No smoking signs auto. Don't want anyone smoking on the plane. Crew supply on. Want the crew to have oxygen. It's kind of important. Alright. Gears 1, 2, and 3. Fuel pumps on. Yes. Okay. So with all that, let's go ahead and now that we got those things in place. Alright, let's see. Josh17, how's it going? It's going great, man. How are you doing? That's my question. How's it going for you, sir? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna move some stuff over here because I kind of got... for those of you who do VATSIM, you know that, that you're like writing down instructions and trying to fly the plane at the same time, which is just great. So I'm trying to kind of rearrange my desk here to do this, okay? Import flight plan from... Okay. Alright, well that was interesting. Okay, mass and balance. Gonna send some data to the MCDU, and then we're gonna load the aircraft.
Boarding requested.
Alright, we're gonna go AOC menu, fly to NIT.
Passenger's bus is coming.
NIT data request. Okay. But aft cargo. Do I have to open that up now? C Y X U. We're going to Boston. KBOS. Because Boston's got a lot of action. Josh said doing well. Fall weather in August today. So hard to beat. Yes, I agree. 100%. I very much will take what we've got now over how hot it was earlier this month. Alright, so our cost index today is 15. And our cruise flight level is 37,000, which is pretty normal for this type of aircraft. Okay. And for flight plan, for departure, I think it's pretty straightforward out of London because like a lot of airports, London really just has one, at least for this runway, there's really only one departure option, and that's London 2. So we're going to do that. Okay. And hopefully you can see the passengers. Yes, finally the update has worked because Phoenix has been trying to integrate better with GSX, so it looks like that's working great. Ground crew definitely there, people there boarding the flight, so that's good. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just take care of some housekeeping items here.
May I see your boarding pass?
Okay, so might as well. Let's see if the fueling truck is here yet, because that is the ultimate question.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Okay, so it's gonna load. They're gonna load baggage first. Okay, that's fine. Totally fine. Not a problem. In that case, I'm just going to go ahead and enter in nav data first. But Josh, you're so right, man. Weather's so much better now, man. So for, let's see. I'm just going to put in some waypoints. Next waypoint, we're going to go D-E-R. Derulo. For a second, it sounded like Derulo. Okay. And ICNAV.
Passengers boarding starting.
Okay. Wozy. Yeah, Josh said Air Canada's black livery never gets old. Why can't our US big airline carriers get creative and do something cool? I agree. Exactly. Why can't we have like a really cool like dark United livery? There probably is one and I don't know it, but I haven't seen it yet. We need to do this. Air Canada sets the bar high. Not to mention Condor in Germany. Those liveries are very fly. I don't know. Do they say fly still? People still say fly? I don't know. I mean, an airplane better have a fly logo. You know what I'm saying? Or a fly livery. Hank. After Hank, we got Jossy. Jossy. And after Jossy, got Audil. Sorry, it's taking a bit to enter in these waypoints because whenever we're flying over somewhere not called America, there's a lot of waypoints. And to be fair, some of these waypoints are actually in the US since we're flying to Boston from Canada. Babin. Okay. And then it looks as if let me go ahead and load the flight info here on my iPad. So I need to use my flypad. Yeah, American Airlines should be the American flag covering the entire plane. I agree. It's about time. In fact, how can an airline even call itself American if its livery is not a giant American flag? It's like, do you even America, bro? Instead of do you even lift, it's like, do you even America? Alright. Arrival 33 left. And J-Fun 2. Transition punked. Do you feel lucky punked? Alright. So, just getting in some flight plan stuff so that way we don't have to deal with this later. Just putting it in right now. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's see. Alright, the people are getting on. That's good. Glad that's progressing. Now we just need to talk fuel. Because the question is the fuel guy going to get here? Got a little bit of a traffic jam right over here.
Passengers bus is coming. Refueling truck is on its way.
Okay, that guy's moving. That's good. Come on, buddy.
Please don't load
Come on, Bubba.
fuel trucker rides and ask
Just move your whatever you call this baggage carrier, because we got to get the fuel truck in here. Passengers are still getting loaded in. Fuel truck should be getting here. Like, there he is. I should do an Alaskan flight sometime. That's good advice, Josh. I think Vancouver to Anchorage would be a lot of fun. One thing I like about that is it would give me an opportunity to do like maybe like a FedEx flight, like a cargo flight. I've been wanting to try that because I know Anchorage handles a lot of cargo. That would just be really cool. Alright, so the fuel truck is here. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the frequencies that are available here in London, Canada. So as of right now, we got ground on 121.9.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Alright, we're going to go MCDU menu config and fuel. I'm having the fuel increase quicker right now because I'm tired of how long it was taking before. So kind of just loading it up faster.
May I see your boarding pass?
Anyway,
Welcome on board.
while that's happening, I'm just going to take a look at... I'm going to see if I got any clearance through the A-cars. No, I did not, because this is a kind of a small airport, so I'm going to write out my clearance.
Hello.
So this will be fun. We're going to do it verbally. Ground. Okay, so we are
Afternoon.
Air Canada 4811.
Welcome on board. This way, please.
And then let me look at our stand number. I think we're on the ramp, technically. Okay, A320 at ramp 2. We have information. Let's see. Let's see what the information is in London right now. Information Foxtrot. QNH 2996. Okay, so that's taken care of. So I've got that written out. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. Wow, is it still fueling up? It's incredible. Who knew it was going to take that much fuel? I think our passengers are fully boarded. Yeah, everyone's in their seats. So, and then if I take a look outside, okay, looks like everyone's kind of just doing their thing. Alright. I think we should be finished fueling in just a moment. Anchorage to Juneau, that would be even cooler, man. St. Louis to Omaha. Yeah, I love all those routes, man. All of those sound good to me. Okay, so we got that fuel taken care of. Alright, so we've also got that flight information, so we can go init. I'm gonna resend a little bit of flight data. Let's take a look at the weather here. Positive 38. Okay,
Kilometer Quebec, Roger, taxi, Golf, Bravo at your discretion, apron.
Golf Bravo, apron at my discretion, Canada, Quebec.
Alright, let's do our departure, our V-speeds calculator. Okay, must be a light load today, or a strong headwind. Okay, I'm gonna put in that data, and we're gonna go ahead and put in our QNH for today, 2996. We're gonna switch over to inches of mercury since we're in North America. And I'm going to go ahead and talk to ground. And we're going to get some details on what we're doing. So let's do it. London ground, hello. This is Air Canada 4811, Airbus A320 at ramp 2. We have information Foxtrot on board, QNH 2996. Request IFR clearance to Boston.
Air Canada 4811, London ground, good evening. Just to confirm, do you want runway 27 or can Or do you want runway 33?
Runway 27 is perfect because I've already got it loaded into my MCDU.
Canada 4811, roger. Okay, so you're cleared to Boston via the London 2 departure, flight plan route, squawk 6733, and departure frequency is 25.775.
Alright, cleared to Boston via the London 2 departure. Departure frequency 125.775. Squawk 6733 for Air Canada 4811.
Canada 4811, and just make sure runway 27.
Yes, runway 27 for Air Canada 4811.
Canada 4811, read back correct, advice ready for taxi.
Advise when ready for taxi. Thank you, Air Canada 4811. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of rain here, but that's alright. I kind of like it. A little bit of a rainy flight. That means we got great clouds when we're taking off, so that'll be good. Alright, let's put in our squawk that he gave us. And London 2 is indeed our departure, and so I need to take a look at the London 2 chart, because only then will I know the altitude. So, okay, it looks like 4,000. So 4,000 will be our initial altitude, and Canadian airports are very specific about what they want planes to do when they leave. So I'm just kind of double checking to make sure. Okay, yep, and it's departing straight out. It's very common if you're in Toronto or London that you're just going to be departing straight out. It's very different from Atlanta, to where you've got all these different departure, you know, all these different SIDs. So anyway, alright, so let's start the APU. If you were following me last week, I was so absent-minded that I forgot to start the APU, and so later on I had to go back and do that. It's never fun when you forget that, but today I'm not forgetting it. Let's take a look outside and see some of this beautiful weather. Got kind of a nice little deluge going on over here, so that's nice. My man over here at London told me that I'm doing runway 27, gave me a choice to be really nice to me, so thank you. And so it looks like, yeah, probably going to be taxiing Golf to Alpha. That APU sounds like it started up. Or about to. Yep, it's almost done. Okay. Do. I have a good feeling about this flight, guys. I got a good feeling. Alright. APU bleed. Disconnect external power. Turn beacon lights on. Strobe lights auto. Let's tell GSX that we want to get out of here. Prepare for pushback and departure. Because we got all our passengers, we got our fuel, we got our iPads, we got our coffee. Or at least my co-pilot's got his coffee. I think he does. I don't.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
How cool is it that Eli Manning is my co-pilot? Look at that. Look at that outfit, man. That's crazy. Okay. So we're gonna get ready for pushback.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Okay, so what you're gonna see is that we're gonna prepare the plane for pushback. So we're gonna get our tug here, hopefully.
Locking gear.
Yeah, Josh, I agree, man. Omaha would be legit. In fact, one thing that's great about Omaha is I've actually seen VATSIM coverage at Omaha on a variety of occasions. Okay. London ground, Air Canada 4811 is ready for pushback. Let me make sure I'm still connected. London ground, Air Canada 4811 is ready for pushback. And let me see if they change frequency. I think I'm still on 1219.
Air Canada 811, London ground, pushback approved on Gulf face west.
Pushback approved, face west on Gulf, Air Canada 4811. Okay, so that means I need this tail to go left. Okay, ground services, chocks and cones off, GPU off.
Release parking brakes, please.
Release parking brake. Ignition switch right, engine 2.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Starting the engine. And why are we going forward? That's a little bit weird. Well, that is fascinating. Looks like GSX is trying to get their stuff right, but at least, you know what, at least we're moving. Alright guys, we have movement. Strange movement. Let me look outside. What? GSX, what are you doing? Oh, okay.
Please set parking brakes.
That is the strangest pushback I've ever seen.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Alright. Engine 2 is available, so we're going to start engine 1.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Alright, so we're starting up engine 1. Let me make sure the tail of my plane is not in a building right now. Fascinating. Okay. Alright guys, here we go. Let's rocky road. Alright, engine 1 is available as well. Ignition switch back to middle. We're gonna turn off APU bleed because we don't need it. Turn off APU because we don't need it. We're gonna arm speed brakes. We're gonna set flaps at 2. We're gonna turn runway turn off lights on and taxi lights on. And we're gonna get our clearance. London ground, Air Canada 4811 is ready for taxi. Sorry that the pushback put me in this weird spot. GSX was kind of acting weird.
Air Canada 4811, sorry, say again. Do you want to just taxi straight out like this?
Yeah, I'll just taxi straight out. My GSX was kind of glitching. Sorry about that.
No problem. Runway 27, altimeter 2996, information Foxtrot current. Taxi Golf, Alpha, push runway 15.
Alright, taxi runway 27, altimeter 2996. We have information Foxtrot on board. Taxi via Golf, then Alpha, and cross runway 15, Air Canada 4811.
Air Canada 4811, hold short runway 15, not cross.
Oh, sorry, hold short of runway 15, Air Canada 4811. Okay, it's a good thing he corrected me on that, because there's a world of difference between hold short and cross. All you have to do is just ask that one guy at Chicago Midway who got in the way a few months ago. Thankfully no one got hurt in that instance, but someone could have. And we're moving. We have movement. Okay, so we're on Golf, and then Alpha's going to be off to our right in just a second. It's still raining, but it's not a deluge anymore. It's just a sprinkle really right now.
Air Canada 4811, continue down at Alpha, cross runway 15, hold short runway 27.
Continue on Alpha, cross runway 15, hold short of runway 27, Air Canada 4811. Okay guys, so in just a minute we're going to be taking off from London, Canada on our way to Boston. Really excited about that. So one of the reasons why I'm going from London to Boston today is that VATSIM coverage is really good in both places. So if you're on VATSIM, highly encourage you to check out the London airport in Canada and also Boston, because on a Monday night both of those places typically have excellent coverage. And tonight is no exception.
And Air Canada 4811, just to make sure, do you want intersection takeoff from Alpha, which is about 5,000 feet, or would you take the full length of runway 27, which is 6,000 feet?
I'll just take the takeoff from Alpha for 5,000 feet, Air Canada 4811.
Roger. Contact tower on 119.4.
Contact tower on 119.4, thank you, Air Canada 4811. Okay, 119.4 for tower. London Tower, Air Canada 4811 is holding short of runway 27, ready for departure.
Air Canada 4811, 1 airborne, contact Toronto Center, 125.77. Winds 340 at 7, clear for takeoff runway 27 from Alpha.
On departure, contact Toronto Center on 125.77. Clear for takeoff runway 27, Air Canada 4811. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move these transponders. We're going to go to flaps 1. And let's go ahead and let's go. Let's do it. Okay, we're getting on the runway. It's a beautiful day in Toronto. Or, not Toronto, London. Alright, so we're going to get lined up on the center line. And we're going to up the engines a little bit, to about 40. Toga. Off we go. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Lever climb is flashing, we're going to reduce decline. Okay, we've reached S speed. Flaps to 0. Disarm spoilers. Runway turn off lights off. Taxi lights off. And let's go ahead and talk to Toronto Center. Toronto Center, hello. This is Air Canada 4811 on the London 2 departure, flying heading 270 at 4,000 feet.
Canada 4811, Toronto Center, hello. Proceed direct ICNAV, climb flight level 370.
Clear direct ICNAS, climb to altitude 370, Air Canada 4811.
Flashhead 800, Toronto Center, good evening. You're cleared to Montreal Trudeau Airport, dead key 5 departure, MIG-low transition, flight plan route. Departure runway 23, squawk 4725.
Alright, let's take a look outside.
Flashhead 800, revac correct information Romeo, push to your discretion, advise right sky please. Rouge 1966, runway 23, information Romeo, altimeter 2990, taxi Alpha Hotel.
Alpha Hotel.
Alright, so not a bad takeoff. We're in the air and on our way to Boston. Josh, you got a great point though. I really would like to do an Alaskan flight. For one thing, the scenery is gorgeous. How could I turn that down? Oh, Canada. That's all the lyrics I know to their anthem. Feel really bad. So, if you're curious, we're flying over London, Canada right now, and we're going to be crossing the border into New York in just a bit. So, how are you guys doing out there? I'd love to hear from you. What's on your mind? What's going on? So far, the VATSIM coverage tonight has been excellent. Whoever was running ground and tower at London, great job. You have to be pretty hardcore to run the Tower of London. See if I can get kind of a good view here of everything. So there's been a big update with the Phoenix A320, and there's also been a big update with GSX, which are the two mods that I use the most. And thankfully, because of that, we're now able to see passengers again, which is really, I'm just glad to have that back, because it adds that layer of realism to actually see the people on the plane. It's good to finally have that back again. I can change the view here. So, just to sort of be your tour guide right now, we've got Lake Erie over on the right side that you can see, and in a few minutes you're also going to get a nice view of Lake Ontario.
Toronto Center, good afternoon, November 271 Charlie Sierra. Sorry about the shenanigans. We're inbound Grand Bend, Charlie Papa Lima 4.
Over 271 Charlie Sierra, Toronto Center, squawk 1076, Mo Charlie.
My apologies, can you repeat the squawk for 1 Charlie Sierra?
Over 271 Charlie Sierra, squawk 1076.
1076, Mo Charlie, 1 Charlie Sierra.
November 271 Charlie Sierra, you are identified about 3 to the west of Grand Bend at 1000. Do you have the field in sight?
November 1 Charlie Sierra, yes, we do have the field in sight.
November 1 Charlie Sierra, roger. Grand Bend is uncontrolled. I have traffic off your 10 o'clock for about a mile at the same altitude. You can switch over to Grand Bend traffic 123.2.
123.2, 1 Charlie Sierra, thank you.
No worries. I never go on Charlie Sierra, so I follow suddenly.
Roger that.
Center Rouge 1966, short 23.
Rouge 1966, flight 245, wind 320, clear takeoff runway 23.
Let's take off runway 23, Rouge 1966.
And the 4811, correction, Cleveland Center is offline, surveillance service terminated, change on this one, good flight. Canada 4811, Cleveland is offline, surveillance service terminated, change to the en route frequency, have a good flight.
Cleveland is offline. Switching over to Unicom. Thank you so much for the coverage. Have a great night, Air Canada 4811.
You too, see ya.
See you. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at my radar here, get a feel for... Okay, sorry, I just wanted to double check something. Okay, let's take a look in the cabin, see what's going on back there. I got Eli Manning right here, hanging out with me.
Remember, 246 Papa at about 1,000 feet heading north, looking to land at Charlie Papa Lima 4.
November 346 Sierra Papa, Toronto Center Squawk heading.
Oh, people. Okay.
Squawking ident.
November 346 Sierra Papa, you're identified 2 miles north of Grand Bend at 1,000 feet. Field about your 7 o'clock for 2 miles get field in sight.
Airfield in sight for 6 Sierra Papa.
November 6 Sierra Papa, roger. I got one.
If anybody's curious out there, the body of water we're looking at right now is Lake Erie. We're going to be crossing into the United States in just about 5 minutes. If you guys are wondering what city that is down there below me, that's Buffalo, New York. And we are now crossing into the United States of America. On our way to Boston. Alright guys, we finally reached cruising altitude, and we're going to be at 37,000 feet for quite a while before we start our descent down to Boston. Hopefully we'll pick up some VATSIM coverage along the way and have some conversations with some controllers. And I think that we'll probably be picking up VATSIM coverage again in about 10 minutes over New York. That's my estimate. And we're about 30 minutes, or about 40 minutes away from the airport. Actually, make that 50. I think we're 50 minutes away from the airport. But we're going to start our descent way sooner than that, obviously. Delta 1011 says hello. Hello to you as well. How are you doing today? Yeah, Delta 1011, I'm tempted to buy some more aviation stuff for Flight Sim myself, because there's so much cool stuff out there, and I always have to hold myself back. The Logitech one that I use is hit or miss. Like, sometimes I really like the way it handles, other times it can do kind of some wonky stuff, so Thrustmaster would be pretty cool. I've seen a lot of YouTubers who use it. Delta 1011 said cold. I mean, I'm not that cold. But then again, it's not winter yet. Oh, did I start cold? Did I start the cockpit cold? Yes. Cold and dark. No better way. No better way to start than that. I know I don't have to start the cockpit from scratch, but there's just something fun about it, in my opinion. Adds to the realism, I feel like. Alright, so just to give you guys an update, I'm up here in the cockpit hanging out with Eli Manning, and we're about 200 miles from the airport. So in time-wise, I think we're looking at about 30 minutes until we land. We're going to be starting our descent sometime. Well, let me take a look at the radar. Let me take a look at my arrival chart too, because I want to make sure I actually got this right. So if we're coming from Ponct, okay. So yeah, probably about 30 minutes until landing. Just letting you know. Me and Eli are gonna keep this thing running. Gonna be great. Hopefully smooth. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and start the descent for Boston. So we're going to start by going down to, we're gonna go to flight level 240, 24,000 feet. We're about 20 minutes from landing, in case anyone's curious. Alright, we're only 100 miles away from the airport, so it's that time to go ahead and start putting in some weather data in the MCDU. So at Boston today, which is where we're landing, we got a QNH of 2977. And I'm going to put that in, and then temperature wise, we're looking at 21 degrees Celsius, and which is roughly 70 Fahrenheit. And for wind, very nice and calm at 120 at 5, so not bad at all. For our go around phase, let's take a look at the chart here. So at Boston, it's 1500 for that engine out side, and for let's just call it 1200 for the left side here, based on the chart, and we should be good to go on that side of things. Hopefully we get some VATSIM coverage in a second. I think we're going to. It looks like we got a fella who's scheduled to be online, so glad to see that. We haven't yet entered his airspace, but we will in just a matter of minutes, so we're gonna be able to talk to him and get some clearance on our way down to Boston. Boston, baby. So we're coming up on a bunch of Boston waypoints, and Monsta is next. And so it makes sense that it's called Monsta instead of Monster, because of course this is Boston we're talking about here. Alright, we're on our way to the bubble waypoint, so down to about 17,000 feet. It's nice out there. Alright, so I'm going to take another look at the chart here. So we're passing double. So since we're inbound Basses, we're going to go all the way down to 14,000. Okay. And then I need to check the, I'm going to check the altimeter here. We're below, let's see. Oh, yeah, 2977, there we go. I'm going to give this a little bit of speed brake here. Maybe a lot of it. We really need to kind of slow down and also get a little bit lower. Alright, so let me take a look at the chart. Okay, so for autumn, you get down to 11,000. So we're going to try to lose altitude as quickly as we can here. Hopefully, Boston approach will be around when we get in that area. I think it will be. We've just now crossed into his airspace, so he might try to contact us any second, really. Okay, alright, so we're on our way to Winter, very Boston, so down to about 8,000 feet. Alright, so now that we've reached 10,000, I'm going to turn on landing lights. Yes, I know the speed brake's still on. I need it to be. Okay. Alright guys, we're not very far away. In fact, we're only about 20 miles away from the airport. Okay, because we're below 10,000 feet within 20 miles, I can probably turn on this localizer and get a pretty clear picture of where we are and what we need to do. So, if we're taking the route that I think we are, let's see, spiced, and then, okay, so we need to get down to 7,000. Alright, we're going to arm speed brakes. Okay, well, we're going to be landing in just a minute here. So wish me luck, and let's see here. Flying right into a cloud, that's always fun. See if Boston Approach is online yet. Okay, we're gonna be getting down to about 6,000 in a minute, I think. Almost landing. Very close. Very close to landing this puppy. Alright, we're just passing over Spiced. And we're on our way to Brody, so we're gonna go down to 6,000. Alright, we're going into Besh, so 5,000 feet. Okay, down to 5,000. And you can see the coast of Massachusetts off on the right side here. Very pretty area. So I'm going to take a look at the ILS chart here. So for Ben, let's see, for Ben, 4,000 feet. For Cojas, 8,000. And Nimoy, alright. Okay. I'm gonna get down to 4,000 here. Alright, we're gonna put flaps on 1. Okay. Alright, so now we're gonna go direct to Ben. Alright, I'm gonna need speed brake if I'm coming in here. Boston traffic, Air Canada 4811 is about 5 miles out from establishing on the ILS for runway 33 left, Boston traffic. Okay, so we're just kind of losing some altitude here because we need to. Okay. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Gotta be at 3,000 by Cojas. I'm going to take a look at the VATSIM radar, make sure I'm not in front of anybody or skipping in line. Doesn't look that way. Okay. Okay. Alrighty then. Let me double check a couple things. Okay, so we're gonna do something fun here, and we're gonna arm speed brakes, and then we're going to turn off autopilot. So let's do that. Let's turn off autopilot. And lever climb is flashing for some weird reason. Yeah, I got that to stop. Okay. Landing gear down. So we are now flying this puppy manually. Boston skyline's kind of off on our left side. I'm gonna give this a little more flaps. We're on flaps 2. Alright, we're gonna go to flaps 3. Boston traffic, Air Canada 4811 is established on the ILS for runway 33 left, 8 nautical miles out. So what we're doing, we're just following our instruments. We're just sticking with what the instruments say. Okay, flaps are on full. Landing gear is down. So that's good. So you can see the beautiful Boston skyline off on my left. And as you can see, the airport comes right out to the water, which is really common with large cities that are coastal. That are on the coast. A lot of their airports, you see nothing but water until the moment you land, pretty much, if you're a passenger. Especially at Tokyo. Don't get me started on Tokyo. Just nothing but water, water, water until you land at Haneda. Or Haneda. I always forget how to say that correctly. Looks like we're going to vacate left. Boston traffic, Air Canada 4811 is on final for runway 33 left, 3 nautical miles out. Alright guys, wish me luck. Let me get some of my altitude back here.
Flight slow.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10.
Alright guys, welcome to Boston. What'd you guys think? Good landing, bad landing, smooth landing? I think I hit the ground at about 100 feet per minute, I think, which is, I'll take it. Alright. Boston traffic, Air Canada 4811 is clear of runway 33 left, Boston traffic. Okay, so I'm just gonna make my way to a gate here because this there was VATSIM coverage when I took off today, but it looks like Boston's pretty quiet at the moment. That's all right. Before we cross, just gonna take a look and make sure no one is showing up on that runway. No, it doesn't look like they are. Alright guys, we're gonna make our way to the gate. Welcome to Boston, everybody. Thanks for flying with me. This is a lot of fun. Hey, there actually is a plane over there. We're not alone. From this distance, I could be wrong, but it looks like Qatar Airways. At least the color looks like that. Okay, well, let's just get into a basic gate over here in Boston. And looks like we got this fella right over here. Might as well just go ahead and take it because no one's occupying it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is first of all, I'm just gonna, before I fully park this thing, there's a few things I need to do. Flaps up at 0. Disarm speed brakes. Let's turn off these landing lights. Let's turn this off and turn the taxi light off and alright, we're gonna go ahead and start the APU. And then let's get an external view here so that way I can park this thing. Okay. And of course the building is blocking my view. Come on, Boston. I love Boston. Boston. Alright. In order for GSX to actually connect this, I think I need to pull forward just a little bit more, and then that's about it. I think I shouldn't test it anymore. And my engines are a little hot for being at the gate. Gonna dial that down. Alright. APU is started. Let's turn on APU bleed and let's turn off both of our engines. Engine 1 and 2 off. And let's go ahead and talk to GSX and tell it that we want to deboard.
The boarding requested.
Well, let's have American deboard us, even though technically we are flying Air Canada. Alright, let's take a look outside, see what's gonna happen here. Okay, it wants me to open aft cargo, that makes sense. Aft cargo it is. Alright, I'm gonna open up both those doors. And do I have the door to the crew? Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're in Boston, and we're about to deboard the passengers and the luggage. This has been fun, guys. So, if you're enjoying this, please hit that like and subscribe button. Love to have you as a new subscriber on this channel. I'll admit this flight has been pretty quiet because Boston's airport was a little bit quieter than what I thought, but at the same time it's been a lot of fun to do this flight, especially with this really cool Air Canada livery. If any of you guys ever have any questions for me about Flight Sim or VATSIM, I'm happy to answer them. This is a channel that's a labor of love for me. I love doing these flights, and it's just a ton of fun. So just hit me up if you ever have a comment or a question or anything you want to ask. Got some folks deboarding over here. Oh, that sounds like a plane. Sounds like we got somebody over us. Hey, well, this is kind of rare. I'm actually getting contacted by Boston Ground while I'm at the gate, so that's fun. Boston Ground, hello, this is Air Canada 4811. I am at gate Charlie 32 and currently deboarding.
Air Canada 4811 Boston Ground, yeah, my apologies. I didn't mean to send a contact me to you, my bad.
Hey, you're not interrupting me at all. I'm just glad you're there, man. Have a great night.
Hey, you as well. If you want to fly up, I'll be on for a few hours.
I might take you up on that later. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. I'll see you soon.
Boston Ground receiving Lufthansa 421 PGC on board, ready for taxi. Runway 22 right.
Lufthansa 421 Heavy Boston Ground, good evening. Runway 22 right, taxi via Lima Bravo, November. Cross runway 15 right, hold short of runway 15 left.
Taxi Lima Bravo November, cross runway 15 right.